Hey, 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 stuffers. If you think the aliens are coming, you might be right, but you're probably wrong about who they are. Alex here, and welcome back to Stuff with Alex. All right, so imagine you're scrolling through TikTok, maybe watching a cat video or something equally important. And suddenly, your feed is flooded with insane news. A massive, otherworldly fleet of spacecraft is hovering over Washington, D.C.
They're not attacking, but they're not friendly either. Chaos erupts, the global stock market tanks, and just as world leaders prepare to declare a state of emergency, a blinding white light pulses from the sky. And then, a voice, not just in your ears, but in your head. A voice that sounds divine.
Now, what if I told you that this wasn't an alien invasion or the second coming, but a meticulously engineered four-part plan concocted by powerful, shadowy forces? A plan to destroy all religion, control the masses, and establish a one-world government. That, my friends, is the terrifying, mind-bending heart of the Project Blue Beam conspiracy. And trust me, it gets weirder.
You know, there are conspiracies, and then there are conspiracies. The kind that make you lean back in your chair, rub your chin, and wonder if maybe, just maybe, the world is a lot crazier than you thought. Project Blue Beam isn't just about a secret military project. It's a total package conspiracy. The grand finale for the New World Order crowd. The master plan to finally pull the rug out from under all of humanity. It's the ultimate false flag, designed to use our own beliefs against us. This isn't just a military drill. This is religious and psychological warfare on a global scale. We're talking about a plot so audacious, it sounds like the script for a cheesy sci-fi B-movie. And yet, for millions of people, it's a terrifyingly plausible blueprint for the end times. But where did this wild idea even come from? We have to go back to the source. A man who some say paid the ultimate price for revealing this so-called secret. Hey, stuffers, let me know in the comments if you've ever looked at a crazy cloud formation and thought, is that a sign or just a really fluffy cloud? Drop your weirdest sky stories. I want to hear them.
The year is 1994. The place is Quebec, Canada. A journalist named Serge Monast is making waves in the fringe world of conspiracy theories. He wasn't just a casual observer, he was obsessed. Obsessed with the New World Order, secret societies, and the rise of a one-world government. Monast believed a secret cabal was about to use advanced technology to stage a new global religion, one that would replace Christianity, Islam, Judaism, all of them, with a shiny, all-encompassing belief system. In a series of lectures and writings, he laid out what he called Project Blue Beam, a four-stage plan allegedly conceived by NASA and the United Nations. Sounds like sci-fi fan fiction, right? But for a certain corner of the internet, this was gospel. Now, a quick side note on Monast himself. He was deeply paranoid, Convinced he was being followed, sure his phone was tapped, certain government agents were after him. He even claimed his children were abducted by the state to silence him. Then, in 1996, at the age of 51, he suddenly died of a heart attack. Sudden heart attack, mind you. Just one day after being released from jail for a minor offense. Of course, his followers cried foul, immediately claiming assassination to stop him from revealing more. Whether he was a visionary or just a troubled man with a wild imagination is up for debate, but his ideas about Blue Beam survived him, spreading across the internet like digital wildfire. So let's break down the 4 stages of his alleged master plan. This first step might be the most chilling, because many people believe it's been happening for decades. What if your very foundations of faith are being systematically dismantled right before your eyes?
The first phase is all about deconstruction. Before you can build a new religion, you have to tear down the old ones. According to Monast, this stage uses advanced technology to manipulate archaeological discoveries and even trigger artificial earthquakes in precise locations. The goal? To reveal so-called new documents or artifacts that completely discredit the foundations of the world's major religions. Imagine it. An earthquake in Mecca reveals a text that disproves a key part of the Quran. A tremor near the Vatican unearths scrolls that contradict the Bible itself. Fake discoveries created with secret advanced archaeological techniques broadcast across every screen on Earth. A crisis of faith unfolding in real time. Who do you trust? Your ancient texts or the scientific proof flashing on every news channel? Monast believed this would sow chaos, a global loss of faith, leaving humanity ripe for the next stage. It's a classic divide-and-conquer strategy, but scaled up to an entire planet. Diabolical, really. So, stuffers, drop your wildest theory in the comments. Which new discovery do you think would unleash the most chaos today?
Once humanity is doubting everything, it's time for the main event. Monast called this the Great Space Show. This stage unleashes massive holographic projections beamed across the skies of the world. Laser-generated images so convincing, so realistic, they'd be indistinguishable from a true celestial event. The trick? Each region of the world would see a different vision, tailored to their dominant religion. In the Middle East, they'd see Allah. Christians would witness a dazzling new coming of Christ. Hindus would see Brahma descending, a spectacle of gods custom-made for every culture. This would be sold as a divine, messianic event, a promise that the gods had finally returned to Earth to guide humanity. But behind the curtain, it's nothing more than a technological illusion, a counterfeit savior projected in light. And to seal the illusion, they would beam real-time sound to every corner of the planet. Even more disturbing, they'd use very low frequency waves to make it seem as if the images themselves were speaking directly to you. This stage was designed to bring all of humanity together under a single banner, a false unity under a fake
technologically created Messiah, the perfect setup for what comes next. Stuffers, smash that like button if you're already confused. I get it. This is a lot to process. It's like a bad acid trip directed by NASA.
Now we're getting into the truly sci-fi stuff. After the global holographic show, the real mind game begins. Monast claimed the powers that be would harness extremely low frequency, very low frequency, and low frequency waves to beam thoughts directly into people's heads. Yes, telepathic mind control. This wouldn't be a one-way broadcast. It's described as a two-way electronic conversation. You would hear a voice, the voice of your perceived Messiah from the hologram, speaking directly to you, and only you. It would feel like a personal spiritual experience, a gentle conversation telling you your former beliefs were wrong, that a new age has begun, that you must follow this new order. The goal is terrifyingly simple, to convince every person on the planet that they're being guided by a divine presence. A presence that just so happens to mirror the new all-encompassing world religion. It's the ultimate psychological weapon, turning individuals into puppets on strings, all while they insist they're exercising free will. It's insidious, it's brilliant, and if it's true, this is the point of no return. The world spirals into mass psychosis. But what happens when some people realize it's all a trick? What happens when the grand plan is threatened by those who refuse to be fooled? The final stage is chaos. Chaos, engineered to be the ultimate test of humanity. And the crowning achievement of a new world government. Monast claimed that after the telepathic takeover, the so-called powers that be would stage the ultimate deception. A fake alien invasion. Yes, an invasion. The glowing saviors from the sky, the holographic messiahs, would suddenly turn against us. Humanity would face annihilation by the very beings we had just welcomed as divine. Panic erupts. Global fear forces nations to unite, not out of peace, but desperation. A single military command structure emerges. One flag, one army, one war. But here's the twist. The so-called aliens are defeated, not by chance, but by our new unified global military, a force that seems divinely blessed. And in the smoke of false victory, the new world order steps forward. Martial law is declared. Power is consolidated. The population, grateful, submissive, broken, welcomes their new rulers. The plan ends with a totalitarian regime, a dictatorship, cloaked in the costume of saviors. Humanity doesn't realize it's been conquered because they've been told they were saved.
So why are we talking about this now? Because the key words of this theory are everywhere. Every time the Pentagon releases a new video of unidentified aerial phenomena, or a military pilot describes a drone sighting they can't explain, someone somewhere whispers Project Blue Beam.
Think about it. Monast's 90s tech list sounded like sci-fi back then. Holograms, sound beaming, brain-computer interfaces. Now, holograms are real. Sound directional systems exist, and interfaces between brains and machines are moving fast. What used to be fantasy now reads like a plausibility checklist. We've heard the military talk about psyops. We know misinformation spreads like wildfire on social platforms. Put that next to tech capable of faking reality, and you've got the perfect breeding ground for a staged deception. We live in a world of drones, lasers, and people who spend half their waking lives staring at screens. So a staged sky event? It's got a built-in audience, on autoplay. Terrifying, really, and convenient. That's why the idea of blue beam keeps resurfacing. It's a mirror for our modern anxieties about control, technology, and who gets to decide what's true. It's less about whether it's literally happening and more about what it reveals that we're afraid could happen. So, what do we do with all this? Do we just start wearing tinfoil hats and prepare for the holographic apocalypse? Probably not. Is Project Bluebeam a real, documented plan? There's no evidence. It's a theory, born from the mind of a man deeply suspicious of authority. But what it does, what all good conspiracies do, is force us to question. It asks us to look at powerful institutions and ask, who do we trust? It reminds us to think critically about the information we receive and the motivations behind the events that shape our lives. Whether it's real or not, Project Bluebeam is a warning about the dangers of technology and the importance of vigilance against deception. Even the most beautiful, miraculous things can become weapons if we're not careful. The theory of Bluebeam, in all its complexity, echoes a timeless principle. It is a cautionary tale about deception and the need for wisdom. In a world full of noise and conflicting information, the greatest wisdom is this: to test all things and hold fast to what is good and true. It is a quest for truth, a fight for our right to believe in what is real and not be swayed by powerful illusions. As we navigate a world where reality blurs with fiction, this verse speaks louder than ever. The simple believe anything, but the prudent give thought to their steps. Proverbs 14:15. Okay, thanks for watching. Peace out. Goodbye, guys.